Today I'm going to show you an Amazon KDP niche that I came across that has low competition and high demand that could potentially make you $10,000 per month just from the one book. Plus, I'm going to show you how you can make one of these books yourself. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Caroline and I make videos to help you master your mindset and make money online so that you can build a life you love. If you do enjoy watching videos like this, please take a moment to subscribe. I really do appreciate it. It helps a very small channel like mine. And don't forget to click that bell so that you get notified whenever I upload new videos just like this. I'm really excited about the niche that I want to show you today, and I actually came across this by accident. I was on the Amazon.com site just doing some research for something else, and a book popped up and it caught my eye, and I stopped what I was doing to take a deeper look into this niche. And I definitely think it's one of those ones that falls into the category of low competition but high demand. So let's just get straight into my computer, and first of all I'll show you the book that caught my eye. So it was actually one of these books that caught my eye, Cat Butts in Space. I mean, that's not really my thing, but it made me curious as to whether other people are really interested in coloring in animal butts, and it turns out that they are. Now, this particular niche does have over 3,000 results, but that's pretty good for coloring books. You're going to find the coloring book niche in general quite popular because you can make a lot of money from it. So I decided to do a little bit more digging into keywords and around this particular style of coloring book, and I came across pooping animals coloring book. Yes, pooping animals. I would never in my wildest dreams have ever thought up this particular niche to look at, but sometimes that's how it works. Sometimes you're doing something else, you're not even doing niche research, you might even be out and about with friends or at the shops, and something will just pop up and it will give you an idea of a niche to do more research into. So then I thought maybe it's just popular right now because it's a funny Christmas gift to give. But this pooping animals one, when I actually looked at it the other day, it wasn't a sponsored listing, but either way it has a incredible BSR. And if we look at this particular keyword, pooping animals coloring book, it does only have 269 results for that specific keyword. So that is really good. So I'll take a look at this one because this was the one that I looked at the other day and really caught my attention, by Honey Badger Coloring. Now, if we pop down here, we can look at the history of the sales of this particular book. So let's take a look over the last year. If we look at the historical information on this book's BSR, yes, it does have a very low BSR right now because of Christmas, but when you look at the past year, it has a consistently low BSR. It pretty much stays under 20,000 the whole year until November, when it goes absolutely nuts for Christmas. So like I said, there are a couple of different keywords that you can use to pull these niches up. I searched for animal butt coloring books first of all. That was that result that had over 3,000 results, and it turns out that's really popular too. I mean, look at the BSRs, 6,005 for that one, 1,456 for the cat butt coloring book, 95,000 for doggy butt, 7,474 for another cat butt, 565 for cat butts. People just love cat butts. Farting animals is actually quite popular as well as pooping and just butts in general. So if you don't want to do animal butts or cat butts and you're more into pooping or farting, well, you can use those variants as well if you prefer. But I'm going to look specifically at pooping animals. So like I say, when I did a search for this long tail keyword, it brings up under 300 results, and it does show both pooping and farting animals. This book that I originally found was the one by Honey Badger Coloring, which currently has a BSR of 418. If we use the TCK Publishing Sales Calculator tool to estimate how many sales this book might be making in a month, it's saying that it could be selling around 3,990 books per month. Now let's take a look at the details of this book and work out how much royalties they will be making. It's selling for $6.99 and has only 66 pages. And it is printed single-sided, meaning there is actually only around 30 coloring images in this book. I used the Amazon royalty calculator that you can download from the Amazon website, and that tells me that this book is making a royalty of $2.05 per copy sold. 3,990 times $2.05, $8,179.50 in 1 month from this book alone. And it's not just that one book that happens to be doing really well. Look at the other books in the search results. They all have incredible BSRs. 300 for that farting animals coloring book. We'll take a look at the inside of these and just see what their coloring pages look like, because you need to make sure that your book can compete with these, and so your pages and your coloring images need to be better than what's already available. It's not showing the full inside, but here are some previews here. I mean, they're really simple. I'm assuming that they've obviously just taken some of these animal images and added these puffs of wind in themselves. And these look very simple too, just a plain animal on a patterned background, and they've obviously just added in a pile of poop. Now, if I was going to make a coloring book for this niche, I'll show you how I would do it. I did take a look earlier for some images to use to make some coloring pages. To make low content books, I personally use Microsoft Word for the interiors and Photoshop to edit images and create covers. So that's the software I'll be using here. Now, like I always like to say, please check any images that you use in your low content books are allowed for coloring books or print on demand type of use. You don't want to not read the licenses and then get your account banned for infringing on the licenses. And just because I use a particular stock image for the sake of a video, it doesn't mean it's actually allowed or that I've checked that I'm allowed to use it for coloring books. Sometimes I just pick them for the sake of the video. So I've decided to start off just using this simple dinosaur image that is already made into a coloring image. And I've chosen a background that I thought might kind of go with the dinosaurs, forest-like leaves that could have some good coloring space in them. And using Photoshop, I just use the magic eraser tool to erase as much of the color as I can. So this can be a little bit of a lengthy process, but this is an example of the kind of work you have to put in when it's a niche that can potentially make you a lot of money. So just like everything, the more effort you put in, the more rewards that you can get out of something. So spending a little bit more time creating a coloring book and creating really decent coloring pages within it is what will help your book become successful. And sometimes you might just need to get a little bit creative with how you create your images. So you might need to take multiple images and put them all together to create your coloring page. And yes, that can take some time, but like I say, you need to put the effort in. You need to spend the time to make your books as good as you can, because you don't want to just put out, crappy books that no one are going to buy, because in the end, that's just a waste of your time. So if you put in the effort up front, it will really help to make your books successful. Now, obviously there are other factors that go into making your book successful, but this is a really good start. Taking your time to make really quality books. Maybe not making as many books, but making the ones that you do create as good as you can possibly make them. So quality over quantity. I know there are some people out there who just churn out books, hundreds and hundreds of books a day, and just hope that one of them or two of them or a few of them might make them some money. But that's just really sometimes just putting out almost spam content, and that's just not going to do anything for the low content industry on Amazon. So once I've gotten out the majority of the color, I'll change it to black and white. It doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to get out all the color. Sometimes some shading is quite nice in coloring books. I just try to get out as much of it as I can to get rid of the color that is left. And then I might just go back in and get rid of some of the bits of shading that I don't really want in there. This was quite an intricate pattern, I think, to use. So from here, I'll create a new canvas to collate all my images onto. And you just need to pop over to Amazon KDP to find out their margins, because I want this page to have bleed, meaning I want that leaf image to go all the way to the edge of the page. So you need to add some extra margins to account for that bleed for when Amazon print the book. So if you don't know this information off the top of your head, just go to the Amazon KDP website. They have all the information you need to set your books up. So now I've added my 2 images together. I just need to go find some poop to add under the dinosaur's butt. Now here's another one that I thought I'd try. I always try to find images that have a solid black outline because they're so much easier to get the color out of. Now I taught myself Photoshop, so there probably is a way very easily to do this, and if you are a Photoshop guru, feel free to let me know in the comments. But sometimes not all images work, and I'll show you with this particular one how they don't always work, just to delete the color out of them to make them into a coloring book. So because the edges are so light and this poop went really black, I couldn't get a defined image to make it a coloring image. So this image just was not at all suitable for a coloring book. So then I thought I would just do one more image just to give you an idea of what you can do and things that people might like in their coloring books. People love ramen cats eating ramen. So I thought this might be a cute one to do with a similar style of background. That's done. That particular image just took me less than 5 minutes to create, probably 5 minutes or so searching for the images and downloading them. So you can make them really, really quickly. Don't sacrifice quality for quickness. If you need to, spend time making as good as coloring pages as you can. And if you can't do them yourself, find someone who can do them for you. You may have to pay for that, but there's always the potential for coloring books to make really good money if you get one that people just fall in love with and ends up with a really, really great BSR, especially around this time of the year. So I really hope that this video inspires you to try a new niche if you haven't tried out this particular coloring book niche already. And I hope that you got something out of this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up to let me know to keep making videos like this, and don't forget to subscribe.